Tom Prichard and Ms. Texas. First of all, you leave him alone. Just say your piece and get out of here.
I am sick and tired of this character assassination going on Eric Embry and the state of Texas today. All right? I just want to let you know that when you do meet Eric Embry, wherever or however it will be, you and I both know what he can do to you, and he's going to show you right what he does. Now, listen, don't get in any trouble because we got a Tennessee conspiracy going on here. Don't worry about this guy because he's not a king. He's more like a joker. Don't worry. Eric Embry will take care of you. Let me just say this. When you're talking about people from Tennessee, you stand over here. Don't you be looking at nothing, pal. When you talk about people
exactly
from...
what I'm looking at is nothing right there.
I got more important things on my mind. I got a lot more important things on my mind. Like some guy who calls himself a dirty white boy. From a place called Bucksnort, Tennessee. Who in the heck lives in Bucksnort, Tennessee but a bunch of dip-chewing, tobacco-chewing women? Smelly women, smelly men. You got a girl. You got a dirty little white girl who wants to stand in your corner. Well, let me show you what's standing in my corner. Let me show you what comes from Texas. We don't call them girls in Texas. We call them women. And this is a woman in the first degree. And dirty white girl, if you even stick your nose in our business, you may not even make it to the arena Monday night. You may not even make it to Memphis Monday night because this girl right here, besides being a lady, she could scratch your eyes out. She could knock a man out, and you felt her sting before, and you know exactly what it feels like. She could knock the dirty white girl down, and I know I could take care of anybody from Tennessee with a name like Dirty White Boy.
Dirty White Boy, Tony Anthony and Kim, the Dirty White Girl, will be there, let me tell you. Come on, Prichard, y'all get out. Let's
get rid of Eric Embry's stooges out here. And you know, he brings out this Miss Texas. I remember the first time I ever saw Miss Texas, I walked up to her and I reached down to pet her cat and it was a hair on her legs. That's what I think of it.
We'll be back. Carl Stiles is his partner, and look across the way. You got Tony Anthony right there, the Dirty White Boy. Dirty White Girl is in the corner. Bill Superstar Dundee is partner.
I can't hear. Is Miss Texas saying? Are you saying something to me? Hey, Miss Texas. Miss Texas. I want to ask her a question. I want to ask her, is that her face or did her neck throw up?
Dirty White Boy going to start off against Carl Stiles, Dave. I'll tell you, Tom Prichard and Miss Texas seem preoccupied with the fact that Jerry the King Lawler is here with us at the desk. This should be a very interesting match, maybe a foreshadowing of the things to come, because you got Dirty White Girl in one corner and Miss Texas in the other.
And you got Carl Stiles in the ring there, flexing his muscles. He's got $1 million body, but a 10-cent brain.
Dirty White Boy taking the brunt of Carl Stiles right now. You can hear Prichard in the background yelling, "That's how you fight." Up off the rope. Nice back body drop on Carl Stiles by the Dirty White Boy. Dirty White Boy sent into the ropes again. Stiles tries a hip toss. It's reversed. Here comes Prichard. There's a body slam for Dr. Tom. Here comes one for Carl Stiles. And the Dirty White Boy cleaning house in the ring.
Who's in control there? Yeah.
Let Prichard come over here and tell us that's how you fight now, right? He's screaming, that's how you fight when Stiles had the upper hand. Now they're both out on the floor. Maybe that's how you run.
That's what the Texans have been doing so well today, is running. First Embry and now Prichard. Editorial from Carl Stiles.
Tell you,
Well,
not much you can say when they're saying it all, is there?
no, except cut their microphone, perhaps.
Tag is made. Dr. Tom Prichard going to come in after Carl Stiles softened up the Dirty White Boy, and he backs him in the corner, but boy, did the White Boy ever come firing back on Dr. Dr. Tom Prichard. And Tom Prichard down to the floor. Looks like he may have taken that lesson out of the Eric Embry book.
Yeah, exactly. Eric Embry was, I mean, you know, I guarantee you he got the most exercise that he's ever had in his life today. That's the longest distance he's ever run. But he's not going to be able to run when I get him in the ring this week because he is going to be there. There'll be no disqualification, no count out, and it's just going to be he and I. He can run for a while, but I guarantee you he'll run until that tongue of his be hanging out like a red necktie, and when he finally stops and can't run anymore, I'm going to hurt him like he's never had it in his life.
Superstar Bill Dundee, there's a little insult to injury by the Dirty White Girl. Tom Prichard said he was going to go after him, but whoa, or after her, but Bill Dundee and Tony Anthony right there to protect her. And Dr. Tom Prichard got the best end of that, worst end of that deal.
Yeah, he's getting the worst end of it. It seems like maybe Eric Embry might need to come out here and help his boys. Give him a little guidance. Eric Embry, why don't you come on out here, boy? Come on out and help your pals here. Help your little stooges. Where are you, Eric? Or maybe it's like I hear when all the fans start chanting in the arenas every week. Maybe it really is Erica instead of Eric. Maybe he is just like this Miss Texas, a big gutless wonder, and maybe he ought to be wearing a dress instead of wrestling tights. Is that your problem back there, Erica? I know you're listening. What's it going to take to get you out here, gutless?
He's not coming out. She's not coming out.
I guess he's not coming out.
He picks his shots when he's...
Yeah.
When I get through with him, if he comes out here, he'll be picking his teeth up off the floor.
I think Prichard's telling the truth about that. He wants to be able to jump somebody from behind is what he wants to do.
That's exactly his mode of operation. And it doesn't seem like he cares who he jumps as long as it's whoever's in his way, or he thinks is in his way. Here's Prichard in on superstar Bill Dundee. I've noticed in this match that Prichard is only tagged in at times when the opponent is already down.
Yeah, and then he didn't even tag. He just clapped his hands behind the referee's back.
Dundee now firing back on Tom Prichard. Prichard into the waistbands of the trunks. Tag going to be made, and here comes Carl Stiles back in. Prichard leaving Dundee wide open and then stomps away.
Look at Miss Texas standing there. What good is she, huh? What is she? What purpose does she serve standing out there? Shaking her head, walking around with those skinny legs. Look at, last time I saw legs like that, they had a message tied to them. She thinks she looks good. She got another thing coming.
Carl Stiles in the ring, still barring the arm of Bill Dundee. This has been a wild match from the opening bell, Dave.
Oh, it has action from the beginning. Look out, Bill Dundee with a body slam on Stiles. Whoa.
Dundee missing when he dropped that fist onto Carl Stiles. I'll say this much, Bill Dundee, as long as there's an ounce of breath in his body, he's going to take the fight to his opponent. Now being double teamed in the corner. Prichard from outside. And again, we see Prichard get involved once his opponent is on the down and out and is tied up.
There he is. Bill Dundee hits the mat. Prichard running his mouth a good bit of the day, yelling something at the referee. I didn't hear what he was saying.
Goes right back in after the arm of Bill Dundee. Referee Paul Neighbors trying to keep control. Dundee needs to make the tag to the Dirty White Boy.
You know, you said about running their mouth. I've said it many times. If guys like Prichard and Eric Embry could win a match with their mouth, they'd both be the world champions. But you can't. And as you can see right there, when it gets down to going toe-to-toe, you watch. Prichard will be the one to get on his back pedal.
All four men in the ring now. Tony Anthony and Dr. Tom Prichard. They've already had that. Oh, here comes Miss T. She's got something in it. Dirty White Girl is behind, and here we go. The Dirty White Girl in Miss Texas. Look at this. They are after each other. They are literally at each other's throats, among other places.
Well, she looks like a real lady, doesn't she?
Yeah, she had a handful of powder she was going to throw at Tony Anthony, but Kim, the Dirty White Girl, was able to get there and stop that. We're going to have to get a ruling for the referee. Paul Neighbors says stop, no contest. All right, the two of them jumped in the ring, so he's just going to rule it no contest. All right. Oh, my goodness, what kind of action. That's the first fall. Let's check the time, and we'll be back with you in a moment.